Hello everyone, it is October 28th, Wednesday. I was looking online today for some information about open carry because here in Colorado, anywhere within the city limits of Denver is completely legal. You cannot open carry at all. But I did some reading and on the internet, and of course, as you know, when you're on the internet, you do have to be careful. Because these forums, pretty much anybody can write whatever they want. Usually it's correct information, but as you know, you do have to be careful. I find it fascinating how the law says that no matter where you are in Colorado, and again, I'm just going off of like some of the articles that I read online. And of course, I was going through multiple articles. I wasn't just reading one article. But I find it interesting how everywhere in Colorado these articles are telling me that you cannot bring your gun within 1,000 feet of a school. You cannot bring it inside of a government building. And so I find that interesting because clearly the state of Colorado cares nothing about the children when they're in class, when they're in school. So not only do we have a messed up educational system that doesn't teach kids anything valuable that they're going to need to know when they graduate. But in addition to that, they care nothing about their safety. People who have an intention to do harm, and I really don't have to tell you this, you already know this, but people who want to do harm with their firearms, they're not going to obey the law. They're already intending on breaking the law on a massive scale. So the fact that it's illegal to open carry within 1,000 feet of a school, you honestly cannot tell me that you don't find that to be fascinating. Because clearly nobody cares about the kids. The only way that we can combat this issue of people going into schools and then shooting up the place is by having open carry. Average police response time, it really doesn't matter if you're in the middle of the city or if you're just outside the city at a school. Average response time is going to be at least 15 minutes or more. So, your average pistol can pack right around 15 bullets. Okay, and if the shooter has some decent skills, then chances are, 5 kids, for example, or 5 people in general, can die within just a couple of minutes, depending on the circumstances and the skills that the shooter has, and depending on if he has any bullets that's going to misfire, which would only slow down the person a little bit anyway if he or she has some skills. And so, it's baffling to me. And of course, some schools have a security guard. That doesn't mean that they're going to be armed. A taser isn't going to do anything from 25 yards. And chances are the shooter is going to see a security guard's uniform, and who do you think they're going to shoot next? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't know what is wrong with this country and the people that are inside of it. But I called the Denver Police Department. I tried to call Denver Sheriff. I was just curious, and because I'm going online, I'm every so often I try and get information off the internet, and DenverGov's or denvergov.org website is extremely complicated. It's not very helpful, and they have a lot of other information that I don't care for. And so I just figured, well, I'll give them a shot. I tried to call the Denver Sheriff. I wasn't able to get somebody on the phone, so I ended up calling Denver Police. But I have the phone call here. I don't know how well my computer microphone is going to pick it up. All I know is that the video or the camera on this laptop is kind of cheesy. But I'm going to go ahead and play this back, and hopefully the microphone can pick up on it. One thing that I think that we need to do, because clearly lawmakers are choosing to make things complicated, but then they're not setting clear guidelines. And so that is really deterring people from open carrying, which is the solution, obviously. I don't have to tell you that. That's common sense. And so, it's like, well, I think that somebody needs to create like an application for our smartphones, so that you can set it to basically alert you if you're going into certain counties or certain territories. For example, in Denver, open carry is completely illegal, and so, it would be nice to have an application that would alert me the moment I step into Denver County, so that I can become aware of it and I can act accordingly. That way, I can have open carry without having to worry about all the other issues that might present itself. So let me go ahead and play this back for you, and we'll see if my camera or my microphone can hear it.
Denver Police District 3, Officer Mendoza.
Yeah, hi. I'm just trying to get clarification on the gun laws for Denver. It's my understanding that open carry is completely illegal within the Denver borders.
Yes.
Okay. So I can...
You said illegal, right?
I'm sorry, what's that?
You said illegal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can be arrested just for open carrying within Denver?
You could, yes.
Okay. Is it just a matter of going into a place of business and asking me to leave and then refusing, or is it just a flat out, if I'm caught open carrying, then it's an automatic arrest?
Like if you go into a business?
So if I'm
Is that what you're saying?
Right, yeah, I'm trying to clarify, like, is it totally and completely legal?
Just totally, yeah, totally, totally.
What's the best way to get, like, a good, map of the Denver borders so that I can know?
I believe if you go to our denvergov.org on the city website, you may be able to find one there.
Okay, I'm there right now. Do you have any, usually these websites are pretty complicated.
Right.
Do you have any, because I'm showing neighborhood, business, visiting government online services, and then A to Z. Do you have any idea where I should go to? I'm at the website right now.
Right. I don't. Maybe if you go to A through Z and go to police. I know there used to be a link on there once you went there that showed you like district maps. And that would be a good place, too, because it borders the city and everything.
There's a search bar here. Let me put in district maps. Here, let's see what comes up. Albus, Brooks, City Council, District 9. These are just links. I don't know if these are maps.
Right.
If it's going to be this complicated... because first of all, it's my constitutional right to open carry, but if it's going to be this complicated, there should be like a clear map that indicates...
Okay, so if you type in city map, it looks like there's something that says subdivision map at the very bottom.
City maps. Okay, I'm searching that. And then go to the bottom.
Yeah, I think...
subdivision map?
Yeah, try that one.
Okay. Alright, it's pulling up a map here. So basically all of the little white squares, essentially that's Denver.
Yeah, it should be. Sorry, I'm trying to look at other stuff and see if it'll be more helpful than that one.
Okay.
No.
It would be nice if there was like an application for my smartphone, It can just alert me. And
yeah.
Just say, warning, you're going into Denver, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Because that way,
Yeah, probably just searching within the search bar and see if something else comes up. That one's pretty close, but it's kind of funky looking. I would just play with it. But it's got to be somewhere on here.
Okay, and then another thing too, and I was just curious, it just kind of came to mind, those street signs at the signal lights, if it's Denver, is it always going to say Denver underneath each street name?
More than likely, yeah, that's a kind of a good indicator. It'll be green, and then I believe on the far left side, there'll be like a city logo.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say Denver, or there's like a capital like D with like the downtown skyline, and that's kind of how you know you're in the city.
Yeah, because I know that in Aurora, for some reason, I think this is weird too, but ice cream trucks are actually illegal in Aurora, and I know that because I was an ice cream truck driver for like a year and a half ago. So so that's probably another clear like indication. If I'm barely inside of Denver, and if I get stopped by the police, and if it's just an accident, do you think that they might just say, like, I don't know, like put it away in your trunk, or I mean, is there any type of leeway if I tell them, I'm sorry, I didn't know that I was inside of the county?
It would just be up to that officer, to be quite honest. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, I will study this map, and I will, kind of pay attention to those street signs as well.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem. You have a good one. Bye-bye.
Alrighty, well, that was 5 minutes and 22 seconds of bullshit. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know. I did not, those of you that have been to my websites, I have 2 of them. You can pretty much see that I do have some software skills. My computer skills are in very unique areas because I did not go to college to learn what I've learned. I've acquired all of my skills through trial and error. I have never attempted to make my own application for a smartphone. However, it's not that far-fetched because I already have some skills that I can build on top of. But, I really think that we need to have some sort of application to alert people of when they're going into an area where open carry is completely illegal. I think, I think that we need to have more clear guidelines because we have all of these bullshit laws that are anti-life. They're basically, they're putting people in danger. And so I think that we need to have clear laws, and we need to have clear borders, clear maps that really show, because then that way, those of us who want to open carry, we can open carry without worrying about it because, if we're going into a territory or an area of the country where open carry is flat out illegal, then at least we have the knowledge to just go ahead and put our guns away. Or just not even go into that area. I mean, let's face it, Denver is basically the ideal place for somebody who's out to do harm to go into and to target. And so, and that's because of the laws. They put people in danger. It's just like, I've brought this up in the past about background checks. Background checks do not provide security. They do not make things organized. Background checks actually create chaos through a process of ripple effects. Because whenever somebody isn't able to get a job, they still have to eat. And so, you're basically creating an environment where somebody is in a position to do harm because they tried to apply for a job and they were not able to get it because of their criminal record. And so, it's really sad because people's houses are being broken into because of background checks. Bad things are happening. People are stealing for businesses because of background checks. And so it's really interesting how a lot of people, and I've said this before, a lot of people, they seem to think that they have power that they don't really have, and they're actually making things worse. And these so-called criminals, these people who have a criminal record, they've already paid the price for their crime. That's why they're not in jail anymore. Or they're out on probation and they are paying the price for their crime. They most likely they did go to jail, while we have certain individuals who have broken the law and they're getting the absolute minimum sentence, not even close to what they should have gotten in a so-called theoretical fair justice system, which does not exist. And then we have, we have politicians who are getting away with murder every single day, literally. Not figuratively, I mean literally. So it's just, this country is just so twisted right now. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and call that a video. Please like, subscribe, don't like, leave your comments. Even if I don't agree with you, I welcome your comments because I support the American Constitution. You know, I have unfriended people on Facebook because I make a comment and then they actually, because I made a comment under their comment, they're able to remove it if they want to. And because they removed my comments, I've actually unfriended them on Facebook and I've actually blocked them on Facebook because they're anti-American. But, you know, if you noticed on my Facebook profile, everything is totally public. You don't even have to be my friend to see everything that is connected with my Facebook profile. All of my YouTube channels, all of my YouTube videos, comments are allowed. If I wanted to, I can disable comments. If I wanted to, I can disable ratings, but I don't do that. Because if I did, it would be anti-American. And so this is, you know, I've said this before, just because it's an option, that doesn't make it right. You know, I've said that before in the past. And so, of course, you know, I think twice before I do stuff. You know, so I welcome everybody's comments. You know, I think that we need to have like an application that we can have on our smartphone so that it'll tell us when we're, you know, when we're going into an area where open carry is illegal, and that way we can have a more organized type of situation so that open carry is a little more possible. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. MassageBF.com. Over and out.